Sorry, I was checking the connection. Welcome to Good Morning, Sheri's Sip and Think. It is misting a little bit today, so I'm going to try to do what I can in that time frame. I am wearing a bathing suit, so if it does rain, it doesn't matter to me, but maybe my cards in my book, it might, And I have my trapped ruby today, my trapped ruby with the red trim, so that's what I'm doing today at this moment. So we're back to our why is yet, and we're on to our next letter. Okay, today's topic is brain exercise. Why? Because we've made it to the letter B. For those who don't know, this book is a growth mindset alphabet that we're working off of. And last time we read the book, which was 2 videos ago, we started with A, which was ability. And now we're on to B. And we've got big B and little b, which is brain. Your brain is like a muscle. Hustle for that muscle, right? It gets stronger and stronger as you learn more and more. So anything you want to do in life is going to require your brain. So you're going to need to feed that muscle. Just like building muscle in the gym with your body, your brain has a muscle too. Or it says it's like a muscle. But what I did was I looked up some brain exercises that you could do on your own if you'd like to grow, right, and work on your brain. So you could do jigsaw puzzles, cards, build your vocabulary, dance your heart out, use all your senses, learn a new skill, and teach a new skill to someone else. Now, this isn't all brain exercises. I mean, let's be honest. However, these are just a few that you could do or you could try. Anything that utilizes your brain, right? I always like to think of the brain like an engine, right? And I tell this to people all the time, okay? Because my dad was a mechanic. So, you know how the engine has spark plugs? I don't know about newer cars. I know more about muscle cars. So we're talking about the brain as in a muscle car, okay? And they have spark plugs. And have you ever noticed when one of the spark plugs has shavings underneath, or your car starts misfiring, right? That's when the neurons in your brain are trying to jump from one neuron to the other neuron, right? And usually when your spark plugs are all good and cleaned and everything like that, everything works great, the energy goes from one end to the other and no problem, right? But a lot of times we see someone who's had a head injury or someone that has dementia or Alzheimer's, they start losing some of those cells. And so when the neuron tries to jump to another neuron that has already died and decayed, it starts misfiring. And so it's hard for that individual to execute functions with their brain, right? So what we like to do is we like to keep our brain active so that if some cells die off, we can create new cells, right? And that way, when they jump from one end to the other, it's still going. Your body it's amazing how it can heal itself, So I just wanted to throw that at you for a minute. So I have here my positive thoughts and affirmations, our growth mindset affirmations, and our positive thoughts and affirmations for wealth and success. So I think we'll just start off with our positive thoughts and affirmations. It's always great to start with a positive thought, right? I know, you wish it was easier, but you know what? Shuffling cards, it's building my brain muscle. I don't care if you play spades, high-low jack, poker, rummy, Uno, memory. I used to play high-low jack when my husband was in prison. That's how I learned how to play. And then when he got out, we were like a team, and we would play other people. It was kind of funny. He knew I got good at it when I actually would whip his ass. But we used to play spades a lot with all of our friends. That was like the thing to do. You know, spades in your 40s. I didn't mean in your 40s. I meant with 40s. But nowadays, you know, we've got a 90s party coming up, and so who knows what's going to happen there. Honestly, I haven't played in a really long time. You know, just focused on my education and work and my kids. I don't even know if I sat down and played right now, that I would know how the game is played. I'd have to try it a couple times, and then once the memory comes back, watch out. I don't like playing for money, so I would play and not even know that we were playing for money, believe it or not. I think that's the best way to play, because if you're playing for money and you know you're playing for money, you're going to be more stressed about it. But maybe if you have a partner and you play, they can be the ones putting the money down. Just say, hey, I need this stack. Oh, why? No reason. And then although would be pissed if you lost it. But same thing with, like, I love the casino. That's something my grandmother and my father and my aunt would do. They would always go to the casino. Yes, the leopard, right? Reminds me of my grandma Diana. So, and actually, my grandma Shirley on my mama's side, my grandmothers were best friends. They lived pretty much backyard, front yard. We would just cross the street and we'd be at one grandmother's and then the next grandmother's. So our daily positive thoughts and affirmations, right? What are we going to do? I'm also thinking of, I have a lot to do today. Just waiting for this rainstorm to go by. Might have to go down to the seafood market. I was thinking of doing lobster rolls and chowder, homemade chowder. But we'll see. We'll see. That requires me going all the way down to the point. But I could see my aunt, my cousin. So. We don't have any positive thoughts and affirmations today. Jeez. Just gonna keep going until they tell us. I know, it can be boring sometimes. But are you ever really truly bored? Or is it that you just can't figure out what you want to do? Your brain is just like, I don't know what I want to do today. Have you ever laid there and been like, oh, I have so much to do, but I don't know where to start? Yeah. I'm going to take that one. All right, so. You guys are funny. So our positive thought and affirmation for today is, I am patient. I trust in the timing of my life and know everything happens when and how it should. So, we've said patience is a virtue, right? I have a hard time with patience. It's almost like I get anxiety when I have to be patient. So then I sit there and my mind starts being like, what do I do? What do I do? Because I have to be patient, you know? And sometimes I don't want to be patient. I just want to go, 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 right? So, I'm going to read some of the questions on the back of this I Am Patient card. Is there anything making me impatient or causing me anxiety? I must have a lot of anxiety if I have a hard time staying still or being patient. So figuring out how to handle my anxiety is something I have been working on. I listen to music. I go for a walk. I'm doing things around the house that you wouldn't see most females do. But that's okay. Honestly, if I needed any help with something, I will ask. Okay? So it's not that I don't ask. It's just I like to see what I can do myself, right? Then I get frustrated if I can't do it myself. Been doing some gardening. That's real good for your anxiety. It's actually really good for arthritis, especially in your hands, because your hands are in the dirt, and the dirt is minerals, which comes from the earth. Okay? Can I identify any fears behind my impatience or anxiety? I think it's because my mind has tunnel vision sometimes, and I can see what I want to do, and I immediately want to act. But what I've been learning to do is, instead of immediately reacting, I've been writing it down on some paper, and that way I can get it out of my head. So that way I'm not holding in the anxiety. And then I sleep on it for at least 24 to 48 hours. I don't actually sleep 24 to 48 hours, but what I mean is I put it down and I walk away from it for at least 24 to 48 hours. And put my mind on something else. And then I'll go back and I'll look at the pad. And then I'll start making corrections. You know what I mean? So that's how I've been handling some of my anxiety. I do smoke cigarettes for my anxiety. I'm doing better. I'm not smoking a full pack a day since my husband's trip to the hospital. He's doing better than I am as far as almost being cold turkey with that one. But he also smokes weed, and so I think the weed helps with his anxiety. Now what's weird is I don't smoke weed, right? But I know that when I'm not around him and when he's smoking the weed, I can tell my anxiety level is higher, and so sometimes I need to be around him because he calms me down, or maybe the weed calms me down. It's weird. But I can always tell. Right now, I just don't do it. I had a real bad scare when I was younger. So I don't know if it was laced when I was younger. I used to try blaming my friend. I was like, yo, you laced that shit. You laced that shit. So ever since then, I just was like, no, I ain't. You know, because it's just the way it messed with me. So every once in a while I may, but I think the last time was when my cousin died. So I just was like, I lost it. And it was like, but I was like one puff. Anyways, that's how I handle anxiety right now. I definitely think that weed helps with anxiety, and I do think it's better than cigarettes, but that's not something I'm doing right now. I'm working on that. When I look back on my life, can I think of any situations where the timing was perfect? Timing has never been perfect. Things happen the way they happen because that's when they're supposed to happen. So I don't get anxiety of that. I get anxiety of there's shit I need to do. And then I'm like, okay, I can go this direction, I can go that direction, I can go to this direction. It's almost like a what if situation. But as far as timing, I do know that everything happens for a reason and it happens on its own time. It can get frustrating, but I already know that. I've learned that. Has this helped me to be more trustful in the timing of my life? Obviously, it's made me put more trust in my faith and more trust in myself. And that's really it. You know, if you can't trust yourself, then you're never going to be able to trust anybody, right? But in order to find yourself and trust yourself, you really have to, I don't know about you, but for me, I talk to God all the time in my faith, right? Never went to church all the time, you know what I mean? My husband did, but we didn't, and that's because my mom got divorced, and so the church wouldn't allow her back in. So we were real little, and from that my mom was like, you know what, God's with you no matter where you are, so if you want to go to church, you can go to church. And every once in a while we'd go with my friends, but you know, my uncle's a pastor, love him to death. I know I could call him up, you know. So anyways, when I believe that everything happens when and how it should, how does it make me think and feel? Obviously, it makes me feel good. When I believe that everything happens when and how it should, how does that make me think and feel? It makes me feel like I'm aligned with what I'm doing. So that's your daily positive thought and affirmation. We'll go to the next one. Growth mindset. Remember, our growth mindset letter of today is B. Big B and little b. Big B and little b. They say it's supposed to kind of be cloudy, rainy this morning, and then that's going to go away, and then it's going to be like back to humid on a normal summer day, which is fine. Sometimes I feel anxiety because I'm like taking my time with doing stuff and trying to be patient. But I already know that I have work on Monday. So I feel like I wasted a couple of days by trying to be patient, right? My boss had told me not to look at my phone, my work phone, and try to not answer emails or anything like that when it came to the office. So I've been trying, but at the same time, that's been really, really hard. Because I have, you know, I like to know what's going on with my clients. Alright, so our growth mindset affirmation. Things are difficult before they are easy. I haven't figured it out yet, but I will. Haven't figured it out yet, but I will. Oh. Here comes the little one. Alright, so there's questions on the back of this. Morning. I'm on my video. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Go to the bathroom. Go. Go do your dirty dirt. Talking about brain fitness today. Things are difficult before they are easy. I haven't figured it out yet, but I will. That's where we left off. All right. It's so funny. What are 3 things that were difficult for me last year, but are easy for me now? What are 3 things that were difficult for me last year, but are easy for me now? I think one of the difficult things for me last year was all 3 of my children getting older and 2 of my children starting to leave the nest. That was hard for me. It's gotten easier because I have learned. He's laughing at me. He's totally laughing at me. It's gotten easier on me. He may not think so, but it has, because I've been focusing more on me. Like, the whole time I've had kids, everything I was doing was for my kids. And then I felt when they were leaving the nest that I didn't know what to do for me. And so I've been really trying to find ways to focus on bettering myself. And as I better myself, I'm still a role model for my children. My children are still in contact with me every day, all the time, even when they're, away at boot camp or camp. So that's what I can say. And I have 3 of them. I have 3 children. I have stepchildren, and I have nieces and nephews. And but for me, part of my heart, it's the 3 things that were difficult for me with all 3 of my children. That was difficult for me. What am I currently struggling to learn right now? I am currently struggling right now to be more comfortable with being on here. I am struggling with trying to be more comfortable with my body. And, I have learned that my body is just a shell. It's just a shell. Now, can I get diabetes because I have, a FUPA, they call it, which I asked my girlfriend what that is, which is FUPA, fat under the pubic area, right? There's this FUPA dance on TikTok. And they're embrace it, right? Because that FUPA is down here, and it's like your kangaroo pouch. That's what I've always called it. That's babies, And having fat there is not good in the long run. So I've been doing some research on how I'm going to handle that, considering that I am probably premenopausal and I'm getting older and our metabolism slows down. So that's what I'm struggling to learn right now. If I had a friend struggling with this same thing, which I have many of them, what would I tell him and her? I'd tell them, you're not alone, because we all are struggling. And 2, just try to get up and move. Try to find something that you enjoy doing. For me, it's exercise, and meaning dance exercise. Meaning I put the headphones on and I listen to music and I just dance in my house, or I go for a walk with my music on, right? The other thing I would tell them is, make a sanctuary at your home. Your home is your sanctuary. And if you don't have a sanctuary at home, it makes it difficult for you to go home. So every day I am working on building my sanctuary little by little. I find one project a day at the house that I work on. That would be my advice for right now. Do I have confidence that whatever I'm struggling with today will eventually be easy for me in the future? Why or why not? Do I have confidence that whatever I'm struggling with today will eventually be easy for me in the future? Well, I really believe that if you're not struggling, you're not living, So, you know how they say there's like some good stress? You need to have like a certain limit of good stress. I would say I'm working on the confidence for the things I'm struggling with today. Would it be easy for me in the future? Well, hopefully, if I follow the growth mindset, I'll learn from it, especially, every time I try. So it should be able to get easier. So that's my answer for that. Maybe I'm still struggling with that. Things are difficult before they are easy. I haven't figured it out yet, but I will. That's the point, right? All right. So now, before we get on to our wealth and success, I want to do our choices. Choices cards give us 2 paths to choose from, neither right nor wrong, just different. Let me ask you something. Do you believe that everyone should have the same answers? Or is it okay to be different and have a different point of view? I've been thinking about that lately. Just a question. Why is that one really what I'm about? All right. So this choices. If you had to choose, seriously, we just did this one yesterday. Literally, I'll have to pick another one. But apparently, I'm not listening. Because it says if you have to choose, have double vision or hear a constant echo, what is your choice? I'm starting to yell now because of the damn lawnmower. And that one popped out. So, what am I not listening to? I told you I want double vision. Why? Like, what is it that we need to see when it comes to double vision or hear a constant echo? Oh, is it because there's voices in my head? Is that it? So, did I choose the wrong path? Is that what you're saying to me? Yeah, okay. No. I'm not saying I don't like hearing you in my ears. What I'm saying is that when I was little, it was hard for me to hear with an echo. So I'd scream so I could hear myself. I'd rather have double vision, especially if I want a growth mindset, right? Yeah, okay. Well, anyways, I chose double vision. They wanted us to recap this question, which is, would you choose to have double vision or hear a constant echo? And so today, they gave me a chance to yell and get loud and hear the lawnmower, and they popped it back out at me. So what am I not getting, huh? What am I not getting? Is it that I can see through my ears? I'm just asking. I don't make this up. I'm telling you right now. Sometimes I think of taking the cards that we've already done and taking them out and then shuffling so we don't get them again, but then that would be completely cheating. All right. So my daily positive thoughts and affirmations for wealth and success. I attract intelligent, successful, and trustworthy people to help me build my wealth. I attract intelligent, successful, trustworthy people to help me build my wealth. That is your affirmation for wealth and success. All right, so this has been an interesting conversation here. Yeah, I hear you. I still would pick double vision over a constant echo. I already told you that. See better. Things are difficult before they are easy. Absolutely. I haven't figured it out yet, but I will. I am patient. I'm telling myself I am patient when right now I'm frustrated. Not anxious, but frustrated. I trust in the timing of my life and know everything happens when and how it should. Some brain exercises for today. Try a jigsaw puzzle. Play some cards. Build your vocabulary. Dance your heart out. Use all your senses. Learn a new skill. Teach a new skill to someone else. Hearing and sight are part of our senses, by the way. And let's not forget, our letter of today is B. Brain. Your brain is like a muscle. The more you learn, the more you grow. Have a wonderful day, everybody. I'll see you later.